Hello, my name is Danesh.
And my name is ORLY.
And this is our video on the key events in the known history of North Vancouver between its discovery by the Europeans and right now. On June 13, 1792, a British captain by the name of George Vancouver sailed into the Burrard Inlet with 2 ships and his crew. He and his crew were the first Europeans to set foot on the Burrard Inlet. Upon arrival, Vancouver met a group of Squamish people called the Homosession along the Capilano River. The Homosession people welcomed the settlers into the area for the first time that they stayed in North Van. Here's a quick picture of the Burrard Inlet.
In June 1863, Moodyville is founded. It was soon purchased by a man named Sewell Prescott Moody, and quickly became the main focus of the development of North Vancouver. Within a couple of years, a hotel is built and also the first school on Burrard Inlet.
Look, it's Sewell Prescott Moody. For about 19 years, nothing extraordinary happened except a bit of construction and expansion. But in 1882, electric lights are first used in North Vancouver. Eventually, after a bit of experimenting, we got the lights we have today.
1888, a dam was built on Capilano River. Water from the dam was sent to Vancouver via an underground pipe, and North Vancouver would buy it. Today, people from North Vancouver get their water from places like the Cleveland Dam, the Capilano River, and multiple watersheds.
In 1889, George McKay and a good friend named August Jack Catsolano built a bridge that was made of rope and cedar planks across the Capilano Canyon. Many changes were made to the bridge that is now today called the Capilano Suspension Bridge. The Capilano River is named after Chief Joe Capilano, who we will talk about later.
In 1891, the district of North Vancouver was created. The area takes up the western part of Horseshoe Bay and the eastern part of Indian Arm. Moodyville wasn't included in the district of North Vancouver.
In 1892, a residential school by the name of St. Paul's Indian Residential School was opened, where modern-day St. Thomas Aquinas School is. Residential schools were built to take First Nation kids and force them to stop speaking their languages and practicing their own traditions in order to adapt to white society. Today, we have no more residential schools. Residential schools were stopped in the late 90s.
On May 13, 1907, the city of North Vancouver is created as a separate municipality from the district of North Vancouver. In 1908, a First Nations group led by Chief Joe Capilano had talked with the Prime Minister Wilfrid Laurier about claims on the land about fishing and hunting rights. Many of their promises were not fulfilled. On November 7, 1925, the second narrow bridge was opened in order to make both North Vancouver and Vancouver accessible to motorists. The problem with the original bridge was that the ships often crashed into the leg of the bridge. In September of 1930, a log carrier collided with the bridge, causing one bridge span to fall, which closed the bridge for 4 years. That's a lot!
In January 1925, Moodyville rejoins the city of North Vancouver, not the district. It's crazy how the most important area in North Vancouver for so many years was left out of the city.
On November 14, 1938, the Lionsgate Bridge opened to cars. The bridge was made to encourage growth on the other side of North Vancouver.
In 1939, Queen Elizabeth and King George VI, who were the parents of the current Queen, Queen Elizabeth II, visited North Vancouver for one day and officially opened the Lionsgate Bridge. This was the only time a royal visited North Vancouver. Normally, royals only visit Vancouver.
1940 and 1945, North Vancouver played a huge role in World War II. At the Burrard Dry Docks, 1/3 of all cargo ships in Canada were produced. Wow, that's a lot! The shipyard gave thousands of workers extremely long hours during the peak of the war, which was good for those who had very little money. Lots of housing was also offered to workers. In general, this time in history was great for the poor in North Vancouver. In 1949, the Grouse chairlift opened. It was the world's first double chairlift, and it gave people the option to not take an exhausting 3-hour hike from the bottom of the mountain to the top of the mountain.
On June 17, 1958, one of the worst engineering disasters happened when constructing an area of the Second Narrows Bridge. The bridge ended up collapsing into the Burrard Inlet, killing 19 people. After the incident, it was found that an engineer made some costly miscalculations. However, he died in the collapse, so he could not face a punishment. On August 5, 1960, the bridge was reopened to vehicles. In 1994, the bridge was renamed the Ironworkers Memorial Second Narrows Crossing to remember the people who lost their lives on the bridge. The bridge is currently over there, behind the forest. In 1967, Capilano Mall was opened, another place named after Chief Joe Capilano. During the Second World War, the land that the area previously served was used as a temporary housing space to many workers during the time.
On October 3rd, 1975, one of the most dangerous fires ever to occur in North Vancouver. A supervisor called the North Vancouver Fire Department from the Burrard Terminal elevator, reporting that a fire would likely occur in their area. Minutes after the call, Burrard Terminal building shook due to 2 explosions. The damage estimated to be about $8 million.
The fire destroyed the workhouse, track shed, and a large portion of the shipping gallery. About 30 people died in this fire. This explosion was recorded as one of the most devastating incidents. Hey look, there's the Seabus. Here's a quick fact. Did you know that the Seabus system is reaching 40 years since its release in 1977 in late June? That's cool. Translink Seabus services travel across the Burrard Inlet. It currently operates Monday to Saturday from 6 a.m. to 1 a.m. and on Sunday from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. The ferry comes every 15 minutes. The Seabus connects to the Translink Expo and Millennium Line, SkyTrain, Canada Line, and West Coast Express.
From 1994 and 2011, Translink was used often during the Vancouver Canucks Stanley Cup runs. Unfortunately, both times the Canucks lost and Translink lost some money because of their property was damaged because of the riots.
Hey, look! The ferry's about to leave. Look, it's exiting. Would you look at that? What a sight. It is slowly going. Eventually, you'll be able to see all of it. Wow, what a sight. Look at it go. Wow. Pause. This place right here, the library, is where we've done much of our research for this project. There's been many libraries on the North Shore over the past 100 years. On November 12, 1924, a small 4-fee library opened and the Public Library Association had gotten a lease to officially get to run it. During its official opening weeks, the association received a small grant from both the city and the province until the Great Depression of the 1930s hit. and the association no longer received the grants. The closure soon came to the library as the lack of funds continued and the site was poorly treated. In 1949, the administrative building became the new home of the library, which is located on East 2nd Street. Orly?
Between then and now, there has been more than 3 library locations. In 1958, the library was on East 12th Street. In 1975, it was moved to the West 14th Street. And in 2008, the city built a huge 36,000 square feet library directly across from the old 14th Street library.
Now that you've heard about North Vancouver's history, let's talk to some people about their thoughts on North Vancouver.
Hi there, how are you doing?
Fine, how are you today?
I'm great.
Good.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Did you know that the Seabus service is nearly 40 years old?
Yes, I did.
What are your thoughts on that?
I'm sorry?
What are your thoughts on the Seabus being nearly 40 years old?
I'm a long-time resident of the North Shore. And transit, Seabus is part of transit. We rely on public transit and the Seabus for transportation. And I hope that the transportation system that we so rely on is going to get better because we're going to need more as time goes on.
Do you use the transit service such as buses or SkyTrain?
Yes, I do. I do, and seniors, older people, yes, they will have to rely on public transit, and that's why it's so important that our transit system is efficient and affordable for everyone.
Okay, thank you.
Fine, thank you.
Have a good day.
You bet.
Having fun? Is it lots of fun?
Do you like it here? Alright, thank
like
you.
it here?
Oh, hi there. Hello. How are you today?
Good.
I have a question for you. Have you ever been shopping on the mall?
Yes, I have.
What are your thoughts on that?
It's a cool mall. Has lots of shops, buy lots of things, waste lots of money.
Do you know that Tapana Mall was opened in 1967 and served as a temporary home
No,
to many during the Second World War?
I did not know that. That's quite cool.
What are your thoughts on that?
Very cool.
Alright, thank you for your input. Have a good day. Alright, you heard from the people.
North Vancouver's a great place. Some events that you can see in North Van are City Fest, Slide to City Day, and the Canada Day Parade.
We hope you enjoyed watching.
Credits for this amazing film go to Lucas Conroy, who is currently filming this, Danesh
And ORLY Paryaga.
Thank you.
This thing is my idea. What is this? This whole thing is my idea right here. What is this man saying?
But look at it. Look at it. This could have been a thriving community, but now it's just a sad place. Maybe one day it'll become how it used to be.
Vancouver has not really treated this place well because there are burnt marks on this sign, moss growing, and mosquitoes. So North Vancouver should put some respect on this place because it's like a really cool place.